hip-hop began to grow. Alright, so Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight became the fastest selling 12-inch record. It was selling up to 60,000 copies a day, and that's just in New York alone. Alright, anybody know what Rapper's Delight is? Never heard that song? It's a very old song. Y'all probably heard some of the words. It starts off and goes to hip hop, a hip to the hip hop, and you don't stop, rock to the bang bang, you sit up, jump to the boogie to the rhythm of the biggity beat. That's how it was and that became a huge song. This song was long too. Rappers are like 15 minutes long. Guys just rapping. And it became the biggest selling hip hop song at the time. And it was started by Sugar Hill Records. Sugar Hill Records was one of the first rap labels. This spawned labels like Def Jam, Rockefeller, Young Money, Cash Money, No Limit, all these different record labels that exist now kind of follow earlier models of hip-hop record labels like Sugar Hill. And then you had Curtis Blow, the first rapper to appear on national television. He did the song These Are the Praise. He did that song on Soul Train. Then you had early hip-hop films. Wild Style, Breaking, Crush Groove, The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon, that was the shoulder. And that was a martial arts film. That was a hip-hop film. So that was a mixture of hip-hop and karate. Hip-hop and martial arts would combine again later on with what we call P.T.A. We had Yo MTV Raps. It airs in 1988 and brought hip-hop to the mainstream audience. We had some all hip-hop radio stations. Los Angeles had K-Day. New York had Hot 97, so they're playing hip-hop rap songs all day long. And DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince won the first Grammy for a rap song called Parents Just Don't Understand. How many of y'all feel like Parents Just Don't Understand? And you see, that's why it was such a big record, because everything felt like your parents just didn't understand. One of the big things is that, this is one thing I like the most. Kid and Play had Saturday morning cartoon on NBC. It only lasted for 1 year. But on Saturday morning, I used to love watching this cartoon. It's a cartoon about two rappers, Kid and Play. And they went on to do various movies, but they had Saturday morning cartoons. So I woke up to watch Saturday morning cartoons. We had the Transformers, we had G.I. Joe, and I also got to see the rap group at the cartoon. Right? And then hip-hop became social. Stop the Violence movement in 1989. They responded to a lot of violence happening in different communities. Right? There was killing after one of the big hip-hop shows. So a bunch of rappers came together and made this record called Self-Destruction. Self-destruction, you're headed for self-destruction. All these rappers came together and all the proceeds for that song, they donated to the Urban League, and they did various things in the community to try to stop some of that senseless violence that was happening. So, hip-hop has grown. So you're left with the question, why is hip-hop seen as negative? Why is hip-hop so negative? What are some things that are negative about hip-hop? Some people cuss, very exactly. Bad language, what you got? They talk about other people, yep, exactly. They say very inappropriate things, yes.
Sometimes it's like they say they're going to kill somebody.
They say they're going to kill somebody. They talk about violence, what you got? They show inappropriate things, yes. What you got? They talk about fights and stuff. They show some bad stuff. Yeah, so all of those are negative things about hip-hop. And so where do these images, or where do these words, where do they come from? Where are they getting this stuff from? Yeah, they make it up in the studio. Where else is it in the studio? A lot of them. Mom and Dad. I like that. What you got? On the streets, yeah, in the neighborhoods. In the clubs. Speak up, in the hood, that's what happened. From movies. Very interesting answer. Very interesting answer. And I want to talk about that for 1 second. He said movies. And because hip-hop gets a bad rap a lot of times for its negative stuff, but then Hollywood movies that show the same type of violence and the same type of images don't get that same rap. And we as people, a lot of times, that type of entertainment people buy more. Hip-hop wasn't always centered around negativity. Gangster rap originated in the early 90s, and a lot of people say it originated in the West Coast with rappers like Ice-T and NWA. But one thing that was happening at that same time was there was a huge drug epidemic. So neighborhoods were tore up. There was gang violence, and so these rappers, they were seeing their friends get killed. They were seeing their friends on drugs, so they put it on records. And it was no different than original rappers that put stuff on records. You have Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five did a record called The Message. And some of the words were, kids grow up with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. And, you know, God's smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you go through. You're growing up in the ghetto. And so these different lyrics were used in earlier times, but what happened with the heavy violence and the things that originated in gangster rap is now the rappers were mad. They weren't just saying these things, but they were angry about it. And so with that anger, you know, that's when profanity increased and violence increased in the music. And so people were protesting. Stores weren't selling these records. And people were protesting on the streets about gangster rap and they need to stop it. But with all those protests, it seemed like it made it get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. These rappers weren't having their stuff sold in stores and they were still selling hundreds and thousands and millions of CDs. And it's because violence is popular. You know, people will buy violence and negative stuff. Alright? So, the question is, do you think rap music creates this negativity, or rap music is kind of responding to negativity? It's a different thing. What do you think? They're just responding to it, so it's already negative in their neighborhood, so they just respond. What do you think? They're just responding to it. What do you think?
I feel it was just responding.
Just responding to what do you think? So everybody thinks, and a lot of rappers tend to think that they're just responding to it. And a lot of times in their own minds, they are just responding to what they see. But, and this woman named Tipper Gore had responded to one of Ice-T's records. And one of the things that she said was it's not to really fear the messenger. So they're not really scared of the rapper. But what you fear is perpetuation or glorifying or making this stuff big. You know, that's what became fearful, because these rappers themselves might not be trying to put negativity out, but some people hear these records and they think it's the cool thing to do. They think it's cool to be criminal. They think it's cool to hurt people and rob people. And so that's what becomes the problem. These rappers themselves may or may not be trying to put this stuff out to affect the community negatively, but once it gets out there and gets in the wrong hands, then you have to take some type of responsibility for it. You have to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't have been saying that because now this kid shot this other kid. Right? Jay-Z says, see, I'm influenced by the ghetto you ruined. The same dude you gave nothing, I made something doing. What I do, through and through. I give you the news with a twist. It's just his ghetto point of view. And so what he basically means is, you know, all he was doing was reporting what he was seeing in his neighborhoods. Right? But like I said, reporting those things, if you have people in this community, that community is not quite like yours, not quite as bad, but you put these things out, you know, some people get ideas. Oh, well, I'm going to make my community like this bad neighbor's cool. I don't want to be a tough guy. Here's some statistics, some very alarming statistics, all right? Black men are 14% more likely to be victims of gun violence. 49% of gunshot victims are between the ages of 15 and 24. More than 700,000 women are assaulted each year, equivalent to about 1 every 45 seconds. Black women are 35% more likely to be assaulted. This is a very alarming statistic right here. In Chicago alone this year, over 400 murders occurred in a 12 neighborhood area. Now that's more deaths than in the war in Afghanistan this year. So there's a war zone in the city in Chicago. Right? Every 7 minutes, a youth is arrested for a drug crime. The homicide rate among 18 to 24-year-olds increased 65%, and the rate for 14 to 17-year-olds increased 165%. So, very alarming and scary statistics. Now, I don't want to just paint a negative picture of hip-hop, so bring out some of the great things that happen. Because even the rappers that you may think are negative, you may not know, because you may not see everything on TV that they do. Right? So a lot of them are doing big and important things in the community. Jay-Z has provided over 750 students with at least $1.1 million in college scholarships. Right? Fabulous had a 1-month coat drive providing over 100,000 coats to kids in need, supporting the New York Cares Foundation. 50 Cent Street King Beverage Partners has partnered with the United Nations Food Program and has provided food to hundreds of thousands of families. Russell Simmons has helped over 700,000 youth establishing art, exhibits, and learning centers. And there are tons of people that continue to do things in the community. You have people like Trader Truth, Swan B, Ninth One, people that do things right in the community, right where they're from. You have teachers, you have people that are professing at college campuses now, teaching hip-hop at college levels, showing the positive effects of it, and showing the true art form of it. So while, you know, sometimes the media may portray it as very negative, at the same time, there's a lot of positive things going on. And that's where we become important, because we need to focus more on the positive stuff, and do more of the positive, and then we'll get rid of a lot of that negative life.
You may need a colander. This ain't watered down popular sound. You may have a problem, bruh. Is this the final album, cuz? They done hit the lights like it ain't right to see bright.
You're such a chicken. I didn't say I wouldn't fight. You're always not saying something. Yeah. You wanna fight? Both of us? Yeah, I mean one at a time. That's not fair. I'm not gonna fight a chicken. Me too. I'm not a chicken. Beat it, chicken.
Jump down, shuck and jive, tap and dance, look alive, but inside just